Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So I just wanted to come on here and say a few words about the recent passing on July 17th of an iconic actress, Cheng Pei Pei. She unfortunately passed away at the age of 78. She had a sort of Parkinson's related neurological disease which unfortunately took her life. But really this lady deserves some mention. Now I haven't seen other instances of movie YouTubers making videos on this, so I just wanted to come and say a few words. But yeah, really, Cheng Pei Pei, born in Shanghai, 1946. She studied ballet at an early age, moved over to Hong Kong in the early 60s and got involved with the Shaw Brothers studios, and they helped her learn Mandarin. And her ballet skills brought her to the attention of the legendary director King Hu, a director who's known for movies such as Dragon Inn and A Touch of Zen. But he cast her in this iconic film from 1966, which is Come Drink With Me, released by the Shaw Studios. So this film is a hugely important and influential film that's regarded as being one of the first martial arts movies that features a lone female sword-wielding assassin, and that is played by Cheng Pei Pei here. So a young role for her. She looks fantastic on this cover. Now this DVD actually features a really good interview with her as well. And she talks about how her ballet experience really put her in good stead for learning martial arts for this film. And it's a very sort of balletic kind of style of action in this. And she talks about, the rhythmic sense of her movements and how sort of jazz drum beats helped her with some of her movement in this film. But yeah, definitely this is a hugely influential film. You probably wouldn't have movies such as Kill Bill and the likes of that without referencing back to this. So yeah, an important film and a huge starting point for Cheng Pei Pei. Now, she had a good relationship with King Hu, and King Hu did actually want to cast her later on when he came to do Dragon Inn, but he'd moved away from the Shaw Brothers by that point, and Cheng Pei Pei remained under Shaw Brothers contract, so she still had films to do there, so that didn't work out for her. She did actually reprise the role of Golden Swallow, her character here, in a movie in 1968 which was called Golden Swallow, and that one was directed by Chang Cheh, another legendary director who did lots of great films for the Shaw Studios. But yeah, she carried on with several films for Shaw Studios in the late 60s, and in fact, just referencing these ShawScope films for a moment, I'm sure a lot of physical media collectors may already have these magnificent sets, and there is actually a volume 3 that's going to be coming out later this year, and that's going to be featuring one of Cheng Pei Pei's films from 1970, and that is The Lady Hermit. So that one's going to be directed by Ho Heng Moi, who also directed a film I'm quite fond of, which is The Mighty Peking Man. But yeah, definitely look out for ShawScope Volume 3 later this year, which will feature The Lady Hermit. Now, when it comes to the 70s and 80s, then really Cheng Pei Pei's personal life took priority. She got married and she had several children as well. And so this took up a lot of her time away from film. But she did return to film. And in fact, the film that is probably going to be of most significance and relevance to Western audiences is when Ang Lee in 2000 did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, in which she played the character of Jade Fox. This film also starring Michelle Yeoh, Chow Yun-fat and Gong Li, absolute classic. Now, I saw this one at the cinema, and really for most Western audiences, I would say at this time when this came out, unless you were a person who was really already into martial arts movies and were able to get VHS copies, then you would not have seen on your cinema screens films like this, which featured this magnificent wire work and martial arts action. We hadn't seen anything like it. It was quite magnificent to watch. So really, I don't know if how many people really appreciate nowadays just how many films we're able to source and get hold of, because just going back a couple of decades, really a lot of these films weren't available. But yeah, for Western audiences, like I say, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, hugely significant film. And then moving into more recent years, Cheng Pei-Pei, away from martial arts, has been making some delicate dramas as well. So one, actually, Meditation Park, was filmed nearby in Vancouver, and that involves her as an aging lady who discovers that her husband has been having an extramarital affair. But the film I particularly like from recent years is one from 2014, and it is the film Lilting. And this one co-stars Ben Whishaw. Really, really touching drama, this one, and a really lovely performance from Cheng Pei-Pei in this. She plays a Chinese woman, doesn't speak English, living in London in a nursing home, and grieving over the loss of her son who has been killed in a car accident. Into her life comes a person played by Ben Whishaw, who she thinks is the apartment friend of her son, but he is grieving heavily also, and they need to try and communicate each other's grief to each other. There's a translator involved, and gradually we get to the realization that actually her son was gay and had not revealed this to his mother. So yeah, it's a really, really tender drama, and like I say, beautifully performed. Now, I remember watching this film when it came out, or soon after it came out, and seeing some interviews that were done sort of after the premiere of this. And I particularly remember one interviewer talking to Cheng Pei-Pei and clearly having no idea as to who Cheng Pei-Pei was in terms of film history. This interviewer clearly just thought that Cheng Pei-Pei was some kind of aging actress who was quite fortunate to have been given an acting role in a film like this, and was asking questions such as, oh, I suppose you must have been really pleased to be working with Ben Whishaw, etc., etc. And I clearly had no clue as to what a legendary talent Cheng Pei-Pei was. So that's just stuck in my mind. I find that quite interesting. But anyway, just some general comments there about Cheng Pei-Pei. Her last film role was as the matchmaker in Disney's reimagining of Mulan, which came out in 2020. So that was her final role. And then, like I say, unfortunately, in recent years, this sort of Parkinson's-related illness has taken over and sadly passed away July 17th, 2024. So I'm no expert on martial arts history, but like I say, Come Drink With Me certainly is a film that I have enjoyed, I have in my collection, and a hugely, hugely significant film. Like I say, do look out for Shawscope Volume 3 later this year, which will feature The Lady Hermit. Lots of other Shawscope films hopefully will find a release at some stage which feature Cheng Pei-Pei, but for now, that's all I have to say. So yeah, let me know your comments, any thoughts that you have about films that you may have seen from Cheng Pei-Pei. Look forward to seeing you again. Thanks very much for your time. All the best to you. Bye-bye.